Hey, it's Nefarious Silence here. Let's watch a video, and this video is by Anita Sarkeesian, so let's watch it and comment. Ooh, you're gonna be pissed about that, I bet. Tropes in... Ooh, tits.
Movement can be a powerful
That's
thing.
my phone.
Most of us who play games can appreciate the importance of a well-timed jump in a platformer or a skillful dodge in a fighting game. But sometimes it's the seemingly ordinary movements that actually tell us the most about a character. The way they do simple things like walk or sit down. And like in what fucking way is a character's animations going to tell you about their story? You fucking retarded women. Get back into the kitchen right now and make me a sandwich, please. Anything else about a character, movement can be used in ways that resist tired gender stereotypes or in ways that reinforce them. In Bungie's hugely successful online shooter Destiny, players...
Something that you're going to exploit for anger and money and more reputation or lack thereof.
Start by creating their own character, a guardian who will fight to protect the last remnants of humanity. As with character creation tools in other games, this one lets you choose from different genders and races.
Well, you can choose your own skin color and gender. I bet you're gonna find something wrong with this.
In most ways, Destiny treats its playable female characters almost identically to how it treats its male characters. For instance,
yeah, because it's an RPG, you fucking retard.
Since the armor you acquire when playing as a female character isn't sexualized, but looks...
What's wrong with armor being sexualized? I play this MMO arcade and since it's a Korean MMO, it's highly sexualized. Look at the difference between male and female attire. I would say most games have more revealing clothes for women is because it's nicer to look at. Fucking idiot.
Just as practical and stylish as the gear equipped by male characters. However,
that's fine.
There's one way in which the male and female characters are differentiated by gender, and it has to do with their movement. Watch how a male guardian sits down, taking a load off after a long, hard day fighting the forces.
She said load off.
Of pure evil. It's simple. It suggests confidence. When a female character sits down, however, it's a completely different story. She sits like a delicate flower.
Wow, that's sexist. Calling a female character in a video game a flower, that's fucking sexist, isn't it?
This is supposed to be a hardened space warrior, and yet she's sitting around like she's Ariel from The Little Mermaid. A character's animation...
Oh, I bet you don't like Little Mermaid. I guess everyone knows how Anita grew up. Probably a sad sack of shit who's offended by everything.
And movement is just as much a part of who they are as their appearance and their clothing. And like any other aspect of a character, game designers use movement to communicate information about them to the player.
No! It's just an animation!
This isn't inherently a bad thing. Expressive character animations are just a way for the game to contribute to our understanding of who a character is and what defines them. How a character walks, jumps, even how they sit down can tell us a lot about them.
No, you are a fucking idiot! Animations don't tell you nearly as much of a character's history or who they are. It's more of the storyline and their past, stuff like that will tell you way more about a character than simple animations. I bet you that animations aren't canon to the story. This is how little you show yourself to know about video games.
For instance, Ryu Hayabusa's precise and graceful movement conveys that he is a highly trained ninja. While the way Nathan Drake scrambles and fumbles in dangerous situations is meant to suggest that he's more of a relatable, ordinary guy who just keeps finding himself in extraordinary circumstances.
We were almost in that.
By contrast, the way that women move in games isn't just used to suggest their confidence or their skill or some other facet of their personality. It's very often used in conjunction with other aspects of their design to make them exude sexuality for the entertainment of the presumed straight male player.
So what? I like looking at sexy women while I play a fucking video game like Lara Croft or anything else.
What the hell?
Catwoman from the Arkham series has a deeply exaggerated hip sway when she walks, in combination with
So fucking what?
her clothing and the game's camera angles. All of this is meant to drive the player's focus to her highly sexualized butt.
I bet you have a ugly ass.
In Resident Evil Revelations, Jill Valentine somehow manages to wiggle her whole body while she runs.
Ooh, I bet Anita Sarkeesian was one of these women who got rejected by men throughout high school because they are shrill and annoying little cunts.
In Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Evie Frye is a character who avoids falling into many of the sexualizing traps that some playable female characters do, but she still walks with an exaggerated
So what?
hip sway. In Saints Row the Third, you can change your character's gender at any time. If you go to the clinic and swap your gender from male to female, you also come away with a newly sexualized walking animation, even though you're literally supposed to be the same character. Male heroes are allowed to simply walk like normal human beings in ways that are average or strong or graceful or goofy. Meanwhile, motion-captured animations for female characters often make them look as if they're walking down a runway at a fashion show in stiletto heels.
So what? What's that got to do with anything? If I'm a guy who's sexually attracted to women, and I see a bunch of pixels walking and moving in the right way, that's fine with me.
Even when the characters are actually in combat situations.
So what?
Watching these characters' in-game movement animations, you'd think that the director of the motion capture session directed them to walk like a model instead of a hardened space warrior, or master thief, or bioterrorism agent, or crime boss, or vampire, or assassin. Of course, in the real world, people do walk with a sway of the hips when wearing high heels. If we want to get really technical about it, this slight hip sway occurs in order to maintain balance.
That face is ugly. Man, Anita Sarkeesian, you need some fucking surgery. Maybe amputate that head of yours.
This in and of itself is not a problem, other than generally being deeply uncomfortable. But it raises an important question. Why are these female characters in combat roles wearing high heels?
Because they want to?
With all the fighting, running, and climbing these women have to do, dressing them in heels is clearly a decision rooted in sexualized aesthetic pleasure.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I can kind of agree with you. High heels are very bad at doing anything. There's been studies that show women get crooked feet and can easily break, and the heels can easily break and cause the woman to break their ankle or something. So I do agree with you there.
Believability. In fact, animating so many female characters in games to fit into this very gendered, sexualizing walk pattern is an example of one of the ways the male gaze manifests in video games.
Get that, guys? Sexualized. Man, Anita, you are probably butthurt about all other women who got men, while you are just this lone, forever lone woman who nobody's going to like because what you did on your feminist frequency. Probably no one's ever going to like you. Josh McIntosh probably only joined because he wanted your pussy and you kicked him out.
The term male gaze was coined in 1975 by feminist film critic Laura Mulvey and refers to the tendency for the visual arts to assume and be structured around a presumed masculine viewer, or in this case, player. The male gaze manifests...
What if the female audience is lesbian? Are you going to criticize them?
When the camera takes on a perspective of a stereotypical heterosexual man. An indisputable example of this is when the camera lingers, caresses, or pans across a woman's body. Although it's not always that. Or it can be as basic as the way a female character moves around the game world. The male gaze reinforces the notion that man looks and the woman is looks in our culture. The male gaze is also not in any way doesn't reinforce anything.
Okay, I'm done with this video. This bitch is crazy. This bitch is probably missing something in life. That's all I have for you guys, and I will be making more videos like this if you want, or I'll just do... I'm planning on doing gaming videos also. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to go after more SJW and feminist channels like Anita Sarkeesian in the future. I'll be glad to hear you guys, and I will probably respond to another... I got a few videos that I want to do on, like that woman, that darky woman at that university who accosted that guy for his hairstyle. So I hope you enjoy. Peace out.